park. Ho, 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 ho.
Welcome, everyone, to Quadrapod Studios podcast. Today, we have our guest, Soren, on, and he's going to give us the ins and outs of laughing yoga, I guess one would call it. And one could check out his Facebook group, Laugh Your Troubles Away, which has an upcoming challenge that he's going to inform us about. And as always, host Kit Warren on the show here. Kit, welcome. Soren,
Thanks,
welcome.
brother.
Thank you.
Kit, take it away, sir.
Well, fantastic to have you in the Quadrapod studios, Soren. Robin, thank you very much for that awesome intro. We got jerk chicken in the background and music and people roaming around, so a lot of action happening. Usually it's quiet in here and we're just focused, but we wanted to test your abilities today, Soren. So welcome to the Quadrapod, and tell us a little bit about how you got into this crazy, awesome laughter sessions. What started this, or what was the journey to this?
Well, thank you for having me, Kit.
You bet.
And I appreciate it. And it all started actually about 17 years ago when I had three things that happened to me in about a 3 or 4 week period. Mm-hmm. We had our apartment building burned down. I lost my job. And then we find out, surprise, having a baby.
Oh, geez. Hey, that was a three-prong combo there.
Yeah, the triple threat, I guess.
Yeah.
You know? And after that, I was taking life way too seriously. Mm-hmm. I started into a job that I wasn't really into, but I did it because I wanted to support the upcoming family. And that job was as a financial planner. And if you know me, I'm not really well versed in the financial sector or something like that. But I ended up doing all right with it in the group benefits kind of realm. But I was feeling like I had a lot of stress, like all this pent up emotion and mm-hmm. things like that. And I wasn't letting go of certain things that have happened in the past. And one day I was helping a friend move a couch, and I started lifting it up, and straight away I felt my heart was racing, and I felt faint, and I was about to pass out on the ground. Like my heart was racing, like boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. And so I put the couch down, and I go to the local medical clinic, which at this time it was in Vancouver. So I went to the medical clinic in Vancouver, and the doctor checked my vitals. And it was at a whopping 220 beats per minute at resting, which is...
Not good.
No. It's over 4 times my normal resting heart rate, which is about 53. And so that was kind of freaking me out. But the doctor said to me, we need to fast track you to the hospital. Mm-hmm. The next thing I know, I'm fast tracked to the hospital at St. Paul's in Vancouver. And the doctor comes in and says, Soren, I'm afraid we will have to reset your heart with paddles, where your heart rate's not slowing down and it can cause a stroke.
Yep.
Now imagine, someone that is
alive
and semi-pro athlete. I was working out a lot, eating well. Everything just seemed okay. And then all of a sudden this whole surprise thing happened. And then I just said, just do anything to make it stop. Mm-hmm. And half an hour later, they put paddles on my chest, clear, and shocked my heart. And I was put asleep. I was on anesthetic at the time, but this is what my sister and my brother, because when I awoke, I saw my sister, my brother, and father peering through the operating room window.
Whoa.
And I was terrified, and so were they.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go to my doctor a couple days later just to check out, see what I have, and put a Holter monitor on me, monitored me for 48 hours. And then when I came back, he says, well, we checked your EKG, and you have this heart condition called atrial fibrillation. And a shortened version of it is AFib. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, what's AFib? He says, well, it's a heart condition where it's a surge of the electrical signals between the two atriums. They're not firing properly, mm-hmm. so the surge causes the heart rate to increase, and it starts to get these palpitations, and it can eventually lead to a stroke. And then I said, well, what do I do about it? Is there a cure for this? He said, no, there's no cure, but what we could do is prescribe you this medication for it. And he started writing out beta blockers, blood thinners, this whole list of different things for me to take. And I was only 31 years old. And I said, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it my own way. So I became a guinea pig of sorts. And then over the years, for about 6 years, I was bringing it down a little bit because I was getting it these AFib episodes, that's what they're called, AFib episodes, every 3 to 4 weeks.
Wow.
And then they dwindled down to about once every 2 months.
Did you pinpoint what was causing it, or what?
It wasn't really, sometimes it was in the middle of the night, and it wasn't really stress related. I thought it was stress related, but that's what the first episode of it was. But it would just come on randomly. And I started learning about different things to take, like, putting more magnesium, because sometimes it can cause a magnesium deficiency.
Yep.
Or it's caused by a magnesium deficiency. And so I started taking all these different things, learning acupressure, doing various acupressure points, and other modalities to help it. But then the real clincher came about 11 years ago, so 6 years after I was diagnosed with this. I was walking through Fernwood here in Victoria, and I saw this sign that read laughter yoga. And I was like, oh, and I was on the way to the cafe bathroom.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that it was that night, 10 minutes away, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go and see how this,
see what
plays out. I'm like,
about.
why not? See how it goes. And I went there, and after a 45-minute session that I did with Grace Doreen Goggin, and after the session, I felt a weight had just lifted off my shoulders, and I felt much lighter. I felt more energized. I just felt fantastic, and I felt that potentially there was all this pent-up emotion that I had in my body, and I felt at that time that maybe I was taking life way too seriously. And then I was thinking, well, maybe it's time to take laughter more seriously, or expressing that positive emotion.
Because from that one time, you could feel that difference, or that release of freedom almost.
Yeah.
And the heart was able to slow down.
The heart was able to slow down. I was feeling a lot more calm.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times when you have atrial fibrillation, the heart is, it's like kind of spiders are moving around.
Does
in there.
everybody have that?
Which? Atrial fibrillation?
Yeah.
Or? No.
Under stressful.
No, under stress. Some people have panic attacks. That's different.
Okay.
Other people have anxiety, but they can hold things in their heart. Like when you've got adrenaline surging throughout your body, and you're about to jump out of a plane, you're feeling that boom, 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 like, but it's just speeding up the heart.
Okay.
With atrial fibrillation, it's more like the beat is like boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
So it's a real disruption of the signals.
Gotcha.
And one of the when I started getting into this laughter yoga, I was like, I wanted to find more about it.
Yep.
And then I went to regular sessions. I went to Grace at first, and then it actually worked out better that I go to this person named Matti Antala on Saturday mornings. And I went to his sessions, and they were fantastic. And I started to really get into it, doing it on a regular basis, choosing to laugh in certain situations throughout the day.
Okay.
Once I became...
How did other people react at first?
well, my kids kind of reacted a little bit odd.
Yeah.
Because one thing I do... one thing I do, for instance, is when I hit a red light.
Yeah.
And it can be frustrating, especially when you're in a rush.
Yeah.
And someone introduced me to this in Victoria. I just stop and I look up at the red light and I go,
yeah, got me again. So that forced perception changes how you feel and what chemicals are released in that moment.
Yeah.
Okay, and so
it's really a choice. Right?
Laughter chemicals, you're taking the choice to laugh. Laughter chemicals are what? What is released?
Well, the chemicals that are actually released are two main ones are endorphins and oxytocin.
Okay.
And oxytocin and endorphins are also called feel-good chemicals.
Yeah.
Or feel-good hormones. And when you have cortisol rushing throughout your body, for instance, when there's a lion that's about to attack you.
Yeah.
And of course, cortisol is going to rush through your body, and it's important for you to have that. You need to protect yourself. You need to do the things to get away from that. However, we live in that state for some people, even 90 to 100% of their day, live in that fight and flight response with a surge of cortisol going through their body.
Yep.
Is that maybe like when they have anxiety? That's what is probably happening? Or?
Well, they have anxiety, yeah. When there's certain thoughts that go
would
through your
cortisol
head.
cause would the anxiety cause those cortisol spikes type of thing?
Fear and anxiety. I mean, right now in this day and age, we're riddled with fear. I mean, the media is instilling fear upon us like it's never done before.
That's how they make money. Keep you watching.
Right? Keep you watching, exactly. And so, with laughter, it's like you could just take your fear and bring it to freedom, right?
So this is a big defense mechanism for the constant bombardment in the world that we live in.
Absolutely.
So it's really good techniques that can be used. And you found these through some tough times, and now that you found them, you're sharing that with others.
Yeah, I want to share them with others because when I started going on a regular basis to laughter yoga, I was noticing that I was getting my atrial fibrillation episodes every 6 months to a year, and now it's every year to a year and a half.
Wow.
And I laugh every day, 10 to 15 minutes a day.
Yep.
It's kind of like my vitamin L, so I call it vitamin laughter.
It pushes those, that sensitive heart, it protects it. Cool.
Well, all that cortisol rushing through your system is obviously not good for your heart.
No.
Having, everyone will probably say, well, I want to have a positive heart. I want to have a good connection between my mind and my heart, saying and thoughts that come through our heads and stuff like that to be more positive. What happens with when you laugh, when you do that deep belly laugh, when you go, and you're moving your diaphragm up and down.
Kind of almost like a Santa kind of
Exactly.
laugh. You can feel the bounce.
Yeah.
It's a good workout there, too.
It's a monkey, too. I like that one. So this is medicine.
Yeah, and when it's absolutely.
This is medicine.
Absolutely.
People are laughing at us at home. It's okay. Laugh at us. It's
So in
okay.
laughter yoga, we call it laughing with us, right?
Oh, and
So
people
not
are laughing with
because
us.
people get into a feeling like maybe at one time they've been laughed at for some reason.
Oh.
So actually it might bring back something from the past.
So how do we teach that it's okay to laugh?
How we teach it?
Yeah,
In
but
laughter yoga.
No, specifically for those people that might be traumatized by laugh.
Well, sometimes it can be very difficult for people to express the laughter because, for instance, when I've had people like military or something like that.
Yeah, like
people that have dealt with it's like, oh, I'm not going to laugh, and
hey man,
they'll go in there like hardy har,
Hey, buddy,
hardy har, har. I'm not going to laugh. My wife took me here, but I'm not going to laugh.
Yeah.
And then I just developed an exercise.
Yep.
Called the hardy har har exercise,
Okay.
and he just went hardy har har, and we all went hardy har har with him.
Yeah.
And then he started laughing. Within
gotcha.
5 to 10 minutes, he was laughing.
So it's
hysterically.
infectious.
It's infectious. It is.
So even the military can't handle this. I like the sounds of this. We have a secret weapon for the Canadian military and the military around the world. You've never heard of this.
Yeah. Here's the problem. If they started laughter yoga, then the military service members would probably quit and go to some more peaceful profession,
No, they wouldn't. Our military does important jobs, and actually this could be an exercise that they could use to help. They could all be out on the boat laughing.
Well, it definitely could help those that are post military with depression issues,
PTSD.
and PTSD,
Yeah.
and and even current military members and service members of all sorts that have trauma.
Yeah.
From yourself, Kit, being a volunteer firefighter.
Hey, I like to
You
laugh.
might be able to laugh away.
I do a lot. I act like a military guy sometimes because I feel kind of warrior style with the rugby and that kind of past. I had to be, I had to have an ego, and I had to protect the ego, and I was given a name so that I could place those pains with the name. So I understand. that, and I've had one session of laughter with you, and I was like, "What the heck? This is awesome!" It was
Where does the term "laughter is the best medicine" come from? Do you know? Have you ever looked at it?
Laughter is the best medicine. Actually, was originally
one of those,
originally
Greek
from
dudes?
Reader's Digest.
Okay.
Funny enough,
Oh, really?
from the 1930s.
Oh.
I was thinking it was maybe from a Greek dude, but maybe.
But then Robert Holden wrote this book, Laughter, the Best Medicine. It's a fantastic book. And he talks about silliness in there a lot. And a lot of times we put this kind of, I guess, label on seriousness. We say, oh, you're being, silliness. And so people say, oh, you're being silly. And it's a negative thing. It's that's what Robert Holden wrote, being silly is not silly. Being silly is the first step at being free.
Yeah.
Being silly is not silly. Being silly is the first step at being free.
Perfect.
And what that means is that we can just let ourselves be silly, laugh. Maybe in your head, you'll have this little voice in your head saying, oh, this is really silly. I shouldn't be doing this.
Yep.
But at the same time, you know the healing benefits of it. Mm-hmm. And when you're releasing those endorphins, when you're bouncing your diaphragm up and down or doing that deep belly laughter, when you release those endorphins, cortisol physiologically cannot coexist. Oh. It's impossible for it to coexist.
Cool.
Norman Cousins, who's one of the mentors to Dr. Madan Kataria that started laughter yoga, he had this debilitating condition called ankylosing spondylitis, which is a degenerative bone disease that's like the worst form of arthritis, essentially. In the 1960s, he was diagnosed with it. He was given all these painkillers to deal with the pain, because a lot of people die from ankylosing spondylitis just from the lack of sleep, because they can't sleep because they're in so much pain. And he did this. He was taking these painkillers for a while, and then the doctor said, look, you're deteriorating. You only have about 6 months to live. And then he decided that he was going to watch reruns of Candid Camera, Laurel and Hardy, and all these things, and laugh for at least 10 minutes at a time. Yeah. And he started to report how he's feeling. He wrote this book called Anatomy of an Illness, and he didn't live another 6 months. He lived like another 27 years. Yeah. And he was laughing every day, and that 10 to 15 minutes of laughter, and this is what he said, 10 to 15 minutes of laughter will allow for 4 hours of pain-free sleep. 10 to 15 minutes of laughter, 4 hours of pain-free sleep.
So there's some documentation on it. And it's cutting edge.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of necessary. People need this. And that's why I guess comedy is so prevalent, and people love watching comedies. So
absolutely.
On a comedy show, a movie you get what?
3 minutes.
3
an
minutes.
average person would get 3 minutes in an hour and a half comedy show. Or movie.
So forcing the laughter for 15 minutes is you're gonna be, that's a lot of movie time they got for free.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes. It's also a great cardiovascular workout. Just that movement of the diaphragm up and down. Yeah. It's equivalent to a lot of exercise. They don't have a specific equivalent to it. But some people have even said, 10 minutes of laughter is equivalent to 30 minutes of running. But this is not scientifically proven, but people have said that.
It's case by case, and people are going to have the thing. So the question I had was, so the people that are putting up blockers for whatever reason, what's a step that they can help release the block, the military block? I'm a grump. I don't want to laugh. I'm afraid to laugh. I'm afraid of what other people think about me. I'm just going to hold on to this. It's kind of like holding on to the ego rather than releasing it. So what will we sort of tell people about a step to remove that?
Well, what we have is in North America, we have a lot of pent-up emotion. Yep. Whether it's the emotion of letting out like sadness, and and you want to cry, but a lot of times people hold those tears
Yes.
in. They don't express that.
The tear duct's made for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So the laughter's made for a reason too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so all these body movements and things that we are capable of, could this be like studied in other cultures? I guess they probably have laughter in a lot of the cultures.
Well, there's another quote that kind of comes to mind that's like, you laugh in the face of danger or something.
Whoa!
And maybe that's something like if you're in danger, you're all freaked out.
Fucking really
If
tricks
you
the
laugh,
dude.
then your brain actually can take a moment of, instead of being in that shocked state, when you laugh, ha 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 ha,
Yes.
then you release these endorphins that make
No
you think
shit.
slightly clearer.
How about that? How about your enemy is laughing at you? You're going to be pretty scared at that too. So that the tiger is going to kind of run away or something.
Like that's a factor maybe as well, yeah.
Well, it's almost like a shifting your thought or reframing, essentially, right? So if you're feeling like a thought is coming through that's a self-deprecating thought that comes through, you can just laugh with it. Just go like, and you can also laugh internally just by going internally. If you're not in a position to laugh out loud, you can even just go ho ho ha 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 ho ho ha 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 inside, right?
Yeah.
Like, and just not even be audible and just have that inner laughter.
Yeah.
And still that rushes the endorphins throughout your body. Smiling also does, and a lot of people. I know. It's a lot of people say, "Oh, that person." Might say, "Oh, that person is smiling too much" or something like that. But everyone likes to be around people that are smiling, right? But an easy way to do that, if you're frowning, you could just take your finger, put it in your mouth like this,
and then
bite down on it.
Yeah, and you're forced smile.
And instantly you're smiling. Try to frown with biting your.
I can kind of do it.
Yeah.
It's hard to it is possible.
I feel like what's another movie here? These techniques, when used properly, can actually pull people out of a diseased state, a dis-ease in vibration. I see a lot of these things are common, like the ocean swims. We have to trick our mind to jump in.
Yes.
And so we have to trick our mind to laugh.
Absolutely.
So this is a lot of counterintuitive mind control. And for the guys out there that are doing these kind of activities of mind control, these corporations and these actual people, this is a big defense mechanism for the common folk, the blue-collared man. And we should be incorporating this quite a bit. Now, you're teaching this, or you have groups, or what's going on with the group of people that you've put together?
Well, one of the, I would say, the most inspiring things that Matti and I'm now a laughter yoga leader. So 8 years ago, I became a laughter yoga leader, and Matti Antala was the one who trained me. And then I went
that sounds like a martial art, bro. It just sounds so cool when you say that. He's like, I'm a laughter teacher, certified
yoga leader,
certified 10th degree black belt in the laughter technology. Like this is pretty much new tech.
Yeah, I would say I'm in the first. I have the first Dan black belt.
Jeez, that is dope. You got all the types of laughter. Like if the guy's face on and you want to hit from an angle, do you you just hit it from the side or something? Or high yoga?
Well, yeah, there is the classic. Who is it that's like, what? Whoa, is that the vampire, or who's doing that?
Oh, yeah.
But you could be a ventriloquist, or there's so many different types.
But you're like a reverse vampire, so you're injecting life into people rather than.
That's a good analogy,
actually. That's good, yeah.
Yeah, so the world is actually gaining energy from your laughter. It's like you said, you don't laugh at people, or people aren't laughing at you. They're with us, and so we've infected them with the laughter,
the laughter
jab. You were
laughter jab. Yeah, like last Wednesday, right? We did, And you could bring humor into anything that's going on, or find something humorous about it. Laughter yoga is not specifically humor related. Like we just laugh for no reason. We don't need jokes. We don't need comedy. We don't even need a sense of humor.
But you're moving at the same time. So you're getting the circulation. You're getting other things, right?
The movement.
There's a bunch of combo things that you're healing with. So it's not just laughter. It's actually movement, joints, circulation, oxygen. And all those combined things is kind of like a health program.
My mentor Matti always says that emotion, the word emotion is energy in motion. And so laughter creates that energy in motion and that positive endorphin overload that your body needs to cope with certain things. Like I find after a laughter yoga session, I could be 2 hours where I'm just in a state of bliss if it's a really solid laughter session for 15-20 minutes, and then I could just be in that state and be able to be more productive as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, my spidey signals have gone off the deep end right now, and I'm thinking that the world is going to have to send the massed armies here to stop us from spreading this awesome laughter around the planet.
Yeah.
Because it's actually works.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's a free thing that works. How do we get a hold of you? What group do we sign up to? I'm in.
You're in?
Yeah.
Well, you already signed up last week.
Oh, I did? Oh, okay, I'm in. One of the secretaries has got that, lined that up. One of the many. It's a big operation here at Quadrapod, but this is a large building.
It's Laugh Your Troubles Away.
Okay.
Facebook group.
Yeah.
Developing a website specifically for that, and then the upcoming course. Laugh Your Troubles Away, a challenge starts on November 1st.
A course that you're building.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about that because this sounds very cool. People can get their 10th degree laughter card.
Well, they're licensed to laugh.
Really?
License to laugh.
It's
kind of like the James Bond.
And then they're able to spread this to other people.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to know about the course. Okay. How long is it? And when does it start? Because I'm going to sign up.
Awesome. The course is it starts on November 8th.
Okay.
And it's 6 weeks long.
Is it at your house?
It's actually online.
Oh,
it's going to be online. Yeah.
I want to come for a visit. I see your beautiful smile.
You can come for a visit.
Online, you just sign up
absolutely
on your phone?
Yeah, you can just sign up easily. Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of details when you sign up for the Facebook group and everything.
Okay.
But the first part is the Laugh Your Troubles Away challenge, which will go through some of the things in like small kind of bite-sized chunks.
Yep.
And then the course is 6 weeks long. It'll be having 2 live sessions per week, one on Monday and one on Friday. And those will run 45 minutes long. And those will have a question
answer. 45 minutes straight?
It could be up to that, but
what's the longest you laughed for?
I did one day where I did 3 laughter yoga sessions that I was asked to do. 4. So I did. I hadn't. 2 hours and 15 minutes of laughter in one day or so.
You probably were like, my stomach is up. I did a big session. Were you out for a couple days?
The day after, it was like I just had a crazy workout of the abdomen, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, done crunches, but 350, 400 crunches, which I don't normally do.
Yeah, everyone can remember a time when they watched a super funny movie as a kid and they were in stitches, as they say.
Yeah, in stitches,
And you're next day, you're like, oh man, I'm a little sore from that.
Yeah. And you start to, because the laughter, if you're not used to it, your jaw starts it's not used to doing that movement, because it also activates over 25 different muscles in the face, right? Okay. So you get a lot of movement and everything.
Okay, I just want to let the people out there know that there's been a lot of overdoses, and they got to take their time when they get into this laughter type meditation, because we don't want to hurt people out there.
You don't want to turn into the Joker.
Yeah, take your time a little bit. Yeah.
I've actually never heard of.
There's no overdosing?
There's been no report of laughter.
There you go. Okay, we got approval.
To cannabis.
Yeah, we got approval.
Cannabinoid or cannabis.
Well, nobody died, I should say, of cannabis. They probably overdosed. But nobody's
maybe.
died of laughter.
No.
As far as they might have overdosed.
What if? But that could be if you're driving.
That's a good way to
Don't laugh.
die anyways. That's a
Don't
good way to
like
die, right?
You were talking about the red light, so when you're stopped, it's okay. But don't like just go hysterically laughing down the driving.
No.
Because that could.
Well, I mean,
Keep your eye on the road.
Well, it did happen. This is kind of a funny story. We're going on a tangent here a little bit. But there was this woman in California who was laughing through traffic. Like, you know how in Los Angeles, California, you can get caught for 45 minutes in traffic.
Yeah.
And she just was laughing hysterically in the traffic and everything. And she wasn't a laughter yoga person or anything like that. And she was off to a friend's place that was hosting an 80th birthday for her. And she was running late, and she just decided to laugh. But then someone reported her, and the police pulled her over, and she was noticeably, like her eyes were dilating and noticeably high. And so they searched her vehicle, and she had over 1 kilogram of cocaine in her vehicle.
Oh.
So if you do laugh hysterically, you might have someone call the police, right?
Cocaine.
I'm glad that those policemen caught that lady.
Yeah.
Dangerous drugs on the running around.
And red lights to laugh at red lights is absolutely fantastic. And one time it happened, it was just on Pandora here in Victoria, and I was in a rush. I caught this red light, but over in the corner of my eyes there were these very kind of manly construction workers coming with their yellow, I don't know, what are those called? The yellow vests.
Safety vest.
Safety vests on.
Yep.
And they were getting in a big argument. I was hearing the argument in the background while I was laughing. And then they came up to the red light and they looked over at me, and I was just going
They thought.
And I was just laughing hysterically. And then they started laughing.
Oh, good.
And they laughed. It was probably a minute-long light that was left in it. And they laughed the whole time. They just thought it was the most hilarious thing. And then I didn't hear any argument. It was like the argument just stopped.
Disappeared.
Right?
Yeah, it dissolved. Laughter
totally
dissolved.
Yeah,
that's super
absolutely.
cool.
And so, but about my course, starting November 8th, there's going to be all these different weeks that have themes to those weeks. And I have videos to go along with it, and also worksheets, quizzes and everything. So I'm putting, I've almost got it into completion. I've done 49 of the 56 videos. So I just have 7 more videos to do.
Cool.
First of all, we start off with the PUP protocols, because
what was that
the
again?
actual course, the PUP protocols, which are perk up positive, it stands for.
Oh.
So when a puppy dog,
great name.
Well, when a puppy dog wakes up in the morning, he goes and perks up positive, and will maybe lick your face or something like that. But do we wake up like that a lot? Do we look outside and go, oh look, it's raining out again. I'm not even going to get out of bed. I'll just go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So all these different exercises that you can do, or rituals that you can do to start the day off in a positive, vibrant
So not
energy.
just laughter, but
laughter.
Techniques. To create outcomes.
Create positive outcomes in your
cool.
overall life. Yeah.
Very good.
And then, so the PUP protocols, perk up positive, that's one of the first part. And then we learn about laughter as medicine. So we learn a lot about the history of laughter, and then also how to implement laughter into our life in coping mechanisms, but also just to add laughter as a daily dose every day, to be able to just boost our level of happiness.
Yeah.
The course is called...
Look at him. I got a smile and laughter right away. I infected the world.
And so the course is called Booster Shot of Happiness.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to give ourselves a lot of jabs of laughter, right? Which is what we really need right now. Some jabs of laughter.
Absolutely.
It works.
And so different exercises, and then also it would be all recorded and supplied to all the participants, so they can go back to it and go, hey, I really like that day. I'll review that one. So there's going to be those live sessions Monday and Friday. And the third part is Rest and Digest, which actually stands for RAD. which when you were younger, you probably used the
All
word
the
rad.
time, rad.
Oh, that was totally rad.
Rad,
Well, that was from
Shout out.
Ninja Turtles, I think.
Oh, was
really
it?
used to spread that one.
Oh, rad.
Shout out to the
Cowabunga.
Rad Society.
Yes.
Tenel
And RAD stands for rest and digest.
Okay.
And we were talking a little bit before as well about the fight and flight response, the rush of cortisol when we're being attacked by a gorilla or something's coming at us and we need to protect ourselves.
I've had a few gorillas attack me.
Right? Yeah. In the mist, right? Gorillas in the mist.
Oh, man.
Coming out of the mist at you, right? Yeah. So that's another way. So the rest and digest is learning certain strategies to access what's called your parasympathetic nervous system. Your sympathetic nervous system is the fight, flight, and freeze response.
Yep.
So to access that, there's all these different exercises, including breathing techniques that we'll learn as well. And so those, and then moving forward from then, there's other different strategies as well.
Does laughter force breath too? Is it a different type of? I guess laughter is an exhaling. It is a type of releasing breath.
It's a very releasing breath. So even like just breathing in, like, and and releasing.
It's pretty forceful out. Like, can you laugh without much force?
It's almost a sigh.
Yeah, well, we actually do this funny one in laughter yoga where it's like the reserved British laughter where we have our pinky out and we bring it up.
Yeah, that's like acceptable in the.
Very good. Top of the morning too.
That's the acceptable laughter in that to society. It's
yes,
like,
exactly.
You can't go too wild, but if a little chuckle is okay.
Yeah. I mean, certain
in the British
situations as well. Right? There's certain situations where you might just want to be laughing quietly. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's at a library or something like that, right? And you can just do silent laughter, which is just activating.
How do you stop laughing? How do you if you get started? You know when you start and you got something serious to do and you just keep going and then that makes it like you just keep laughing and you shouldn't be laughing.
Well,
how do you stop laughing? Is there
a lot of people use it as a lot of people use it.
I don't want to.
Oh, sorry.
I don't want to get caught like, and then
you don't want to be laughing at a funeral necessarily. There's some circumstances.
Just some areas
might be inappropriate.
But sometimes you are laughing and then you cannot stop. Like newscasters start laughing and they're supposed to be on point. So is there techniques to stop laughing?
There are. I mean, you could just breathe, right? You just take a conscious breath. And
I'm not sure if I can.
I don't know. Okay, we'll keep going.
But also
tickle,
just
tickle.
Maybe that laughter is something that needs to get out. Then.
Well, like I don't want people to overdose once again or get 4 hours of. Kamish, I was laughing for 4 hours. My tummy hurts. I gotta go for hernia surgery now.
Yeah.
I've had 2 hernia surgeries. Well, it's not. I've had 2 hernia surgeries.
They weren't from laughing, though, were they?
It could be possible.
I'd put my money on the not.
Listen, I'm just, have you seen Saturday Night Live, Debbie Downer? I just want to make sure I explore those, because there could be something harmful to this laughter.
Wasn't there also Jack Handy? I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
Yeah.
Was that his own positive self-talk?
Yeah, positive self-talk. Yeah, okay. Jack Handy.
I don't remember that guy.
You don't? That might have been. That might have been almost live.
You're dating yourself, bud.
Yeah. I know.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I got 1 year on you, don't I, Kit?
I'm not sure. Nobody knows.
48.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah. And then, so also with the course, back to the course is also the breathing techniques. So learning some breathing techniques to access that parasympathetic nervous system
and
as well.
What are some of those?
Down. Well, there is one like the box breath, which you might have heard before. Do you want me to guide one with you?
Yeah.
So when I'm leading through this, when I put my hand up like this.
This is the boxer's breath?
Boxed breath.
Oh.
It's boxed. Yeah, so it's also called 4-4-4-4 breathing.
So
and when I lift my hand up like this, we're going to breathe in, okay?
Okay.
When I go like this, we're going to stop and hold the breath. When I go like this, we're going to breathe out.
Okay.
And then we're going to stop and hold the breath. So that's one cycle, is in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4,
Ooh.
hold for 4.
Okay.
And so we'll do that together.
Yep.
And everyone joining us
Join
today,
in.
join in.
I'll be watching. I want video footage of this. Send me.
Yeah.
Send me some personal post messages or PM messages or whatever the
Cool.
tech is.
And we're live right now too, aren't we?
course.
We're super live.
Yeah.
We're super live.
Yeah.
Alive, awake, and feeling great.
We're
All right, so
double,
let's do this.
double alive.
Double
Susan
alive.
just commented from Ontario.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Right on. I'm not able to see that right now.
I'm just
Great.
making
Hi,
it up.
Susan. Okay.
I'm making it up. right
George Simpson
We
Quimby.
have a big following.
George Simpson Quimby is
Yeah.
probably following. All right, so
Okay.
let's do this breath. So we're breathing in.
And it's better to breathe in through the nose.
No questions while we're doing this.
I was talking on the exhale.
I was laughing on the exhale.
And then we take one more breath in.
You couldn't hold it. So was that fueling the laughter?
That was not necessarily fueling the laughter, but it was bringing more oxygen into the bloodstream. Mm-hmm. And laughter does that as well. Mm-hmm. But over-oxygenating the blood, similar to what Wim Hof is doing,
Yep.
the Iceman. A little bit about Kit. Kit and I have been doing this ocean soaking.
Yep.
It's about 9 degrees right now in the ocean. It's really cold. And we've been in there sometimes up to probably 30 to 40 minutes, haven't
Yeah.
we? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And just with the breath and being,
yeah.
like supportive.
And disclaimer, we're with a bunch of people that are experienced doing it. So if you're a first timer,
Yeah.
go in for, just dip your feet in or you just dunk and then make sure you're with somebody and people of all different abilities. But once you explore that and you've been doing that for a while, it's really cool what the body's capable of.
It's phenomenal.
And when you're testing these boundaries and laughter boundaries, forcing laughter seems for the common person might feel ridiculous. But
I don't know if you guys have tried this, but the next time you're in the water, you should just be out there laughing at the waves.
Yeah.
Well, no, we do.
Yep.
We do.
We
And
do.
we do
Okay.
primal screaming as well.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
just
that's
go and we just breathe in and we go,
Yeah. Yeah. See, I didn't know about the laughter, but during my time period of doing the ocean swims, I'd often laugh because your mind is, your brain blood leaves for a bit if you go under your head under a lot, and my mind would be forced to laugh because it didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know how to talk and didn't know what to answer people. People would want to talk to you, and you're so cold you don't want to talk. You're breathing to catch up to yourself, so laughter becomes kind of a natural thing that you do. Mm-hmm. But now I'm going to kind of concentrate on that and just let it out. Let it out while I'm in that state.
yeah.
Yeah. Because I've noticed that, people sigh without, we do a lot of breathing that our body forces us to do without us knowing about it. Like a sigh will just be from a thought. Like,
Yeah.
I lost my keys, or, something happened.
Yeah.
Well, and some people hold their breath in a situation that's not
Yep.
beneficial too.
Yeah, stop the
Completely
oxygen
stop breathing.
coming in because the stress on the mind was overworked. So now they just totally shut down. Mm-hmm. So breathing and exhaling, which I guess what laughter is a big part of the functions of the body that we're just sort of retuning. We're getting back into with your
Absolutely.
beautiful art. In the 10th degree laughter course. I like that.
Yeah.
So the process is just sign up to the Facebook page and learn about the courses, or should you want to message us, or how do we get more people tuned into this right away? Oh, tonight.
Well, tonight,
come down to 917 Balmoral. We're doing laughter yoga here. I totally forgot about that.
Laughter yoga.
Have I used up too much of my laughing?
Is it an hour from now, or how long is?
It's 6:25.
6:25. Okay, so we're doing laughter in 35 minutes from now.
So
Laughter
if you're in
35.
Langford, you better get down here, man.
Start leaving now. And also, you're going to come back and possibly do it regularly for a little while.
Yeah, well, next Thursday definitely.
Next
So
Thursday,
we have jerk chicken and we have the laughter yoga after.
What about people? Are you doing a thing live so that people in Calgary and around the world can join in tonight?
Yeah, so this is a hybrid session.
Okay.
So every Thursday is going to be a hybrid session where at 7 o'clock we're going to have people tune in online on Zoom.
Okay,
And
so how
then
do
we're
they
gonna
tune
have-
into the Zoom if our
They'll
watchers?
be notified as soon as they join the Laugh Your Troubles Away Facebook group.
Okay,
Which
So
there
they
are
might not
there are a
be
few
able
skill
to,
testing questions, of course.
is there, just to make sure they're not a bot?
Yes. just to
There's a
make
lot
sure.
of bots out there.
There's a lot of
like my stuff.
So
That's-
yeah, that's the way to.
That's super.
I've got the link to the Facebook group in the Facebook and YouTube descriptions there. So
Okay,
Wonderful. Thank you.
Well-
if you don't catch this week,
fantastic work.
Tune in at 7 p.m. next Thursday,
Yeah.
and keep an eye out on that page for that link.
Yeah, this is fantastic work, healing people through free practices that people can do once they learn the course and learn their techniques. Now they'll have that skill with them always, and to have a group of people that they're doing it with, it really adds some camaraderie and understanding and exploration.
Absolutely.
So really hats off to the work that you're doing, Soren. We want to support that here
Oh,
from
thanks, yep.
Quadrapod Studios. Anything we can do so that we can laugh too, man. Like, everybody has something happening in their life. So laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah. Keep on laughing in the free world, right? Keep on laughing in the free world.
That's a good singer. Who sings that?
That's Neil Young, but it's
Neely.
yeah,
Written by someone else, maybe?
but it's keep on rocking in the
Yes,
free world,
yeah.
right? But I changed it to keep on laughing in the free world.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
saying that I came up with a while ago, keep up your smiles per hour out there.
Keep up your smiles per hour. Yes, yes. Well, it is the longest word in the English language, right? Smiles.
Oh.
Did you know that? Because there's a mile between the two S's.
Oh, snap. Dad jokes. We got dad jokes over here. Come down for your dad jokes.
I do have 3 daughters, so
Yeah, no, you're-
dad jokes.
you're
Dad
completely-
jokes have got to be
You're
coming
black
out
belt
of there.
and dad jokes. Puns. Dads love puns.
Well, I want to thank you guys for having me here. I
bet.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
you
And
bet.
it's something that's very dear to me in my heart, and I want to share it with as many people. So I do appreciate you having me on here. And,
We didn't talk. You have an ebook coming out as well.
my ebook is already out.
It's out.
Called Ease Your AFib.
Oh, okay.
Yes. It's
Very good.
specifically for people with atrial fibrillation,
Yep.
but it can apply to anyone.
Yep.
But it's specifically geared to people with AFib.
How does someone find that?
It's on payhip.com.
Yep. Payhip.
Payhip.com.
I'll look
okay.
it up
Ease
now.
Your
and then-
AFib.
and then
Yeah.
Okay, so the payhip.com is a platform where you
It's
can
a
get.
platform that doesn't
your-
take 70% like
Very
Amazon
cool.
does. It takes
So
only
we're
10%.
teaching people about better service products
Yeah.
out there too. 'cause
Yeah,
there's a
they're-
lot. there's a
They're
lot of-
more, well, I mean, when I found out that Amazon was going to take 70% of my sales, I just didn't think that was justifiable.
You
and
laughed at them.
yeah.
You laughed at
I
it.
did.
Amazon. We got new tech, Amazon. I like that because we need defenses
Yeah.
from crippling corporations.
Totally.
I got the link to that in the comments and
Fantastic.
description there.
Okay, great. Thank you. Awesome.
Well, tune in to the next podcast. We want to really thank Soren for coming here tonight. He's going to be here tonight doing laughter yoga, Jamaican jerk chicken. So get your butt down here and learn how to melt your problems away.
Yes.
Love it.
Thanks again.
Thanks, brother.
All right. Take care.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Right on, right on, right on.
You want to sign us out, Robin?
Signing out.
We'll sign out with laughter. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, sign up, follow, like, subscribe, all that mumbo jumbo. Come down to the Jerk Chicken Thursday evenings for supper. Tune in next time for yet to be determined topic and guest. But Soren, take it away.
Thank
with
you.
a laugh.